Welcome dear students. In this video, we are going to learn about overview of Indian society as a part of foundation course subject. India is a land of diversities and contrast. In order to understand the nature of Indian society, it is necessary to understand the multicultural and pluralistic characteristics of its inhabitants. The multiplicity is reflected in its language, religion, caste, race, ethnicity, climatic conditions, geographical features, historical legacies, dress and food habits. There is a vast difference in socio-economic and political developments in rural, urban and tribal areas. India being the second most populous country after China, with a population of more than 102 billion and the seventh largest in terms of area, has a great diversity in its demographic attributes, may it be birth rate, death rate, fertility and mortality rate, literacy, sex ratio, child sex ratio, poverty, per capita income, employment levels, gender disparity, and so on. In spite of the diversity and multiplicity, Indian civilization signifies a certain amount of continuity and confluence. This confluence of cultures also brings out a unique feature of unity in diversity. In order to comprehend this unique feature, it is necessary to understand the multiple stratums of multi-religionism, multilingualism, and caste diversities in India. Multi-religionism, the coexistence of all religions and varieties of faith, have been a shining example of religious pluralism and tolerance. The principle of secularism, in spite of several conflicts and riots, have been upheld by our citizens time to time. Indian Constitution has rightly reflected the idea of multi-religionism. It states that every citizen has a right to freely practice, preach, profess and propagate any religion or faith. The major religions and the percentage of population belonging to that religion are Hinduism. It is the most ancient religion of India and followed by majority of population. Major Hindu scriptures include Vedas and the holy book is Bhagavad Gita. Idol worship, theory of Purusharth, theory of karma, doctrine of rebirth are some of the major principles of Hinduism. They believe in Trinity of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiva, the destroyer. The theory of Purushartha include four principles of Dharma, the duty, Artha, material gain, Kam, physical pleasure, and Moksha, salvation. Islam. Islam in Arabic means surrender to God. Prophet Muhammad is the founder of this religion. It is a monotheistic religion, meaning believes only in one God, and that is Allah. Quran is the holy book of Islam. The religion is based on 5 pillars. They are Allah, believe only in one God; Ramadan, that is a fast in the auspicious month; Hajj, that is a pilgrimage at least once in a lifetime; Namaz, praying 5 times a day; Zakat, charity. The major two sects of Islam are Shias and Sunnis. Christianity. Christianity is also monotheistic religion. Bible is the holy book of Christianity. They are further divided into Roman Catholics and Protestants. The major principles of religion are described in the 10 commandments. Bible includes values of humanity, charity, mercy, repentance, etc. Sikhism. Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikhism. Guru Granth Sahib is the holy book of Sikhs, which include all the hymns and songs composed by all the 10 gurus of Sikh. Sikh believe in Satnam God as the Almighty. A sect in Sikh who follow Khalsa Panth are known as Singh, meaning the lion or the protector of religion. They are expected to follow 5 Ks, that is Kesh, Kara, Kanga, Kacha and Kirpan. Jainism. Jainism is a religion based on ethical conduct alone. The 24th Tirthankara was Vardhaman Mahavir, who is said to be the founder of Jainism. It is further divided into 2 sects, Shwetambar and Digambar. Jainism believes in karma but do not believe in caste inequalities. Ahimsa, non-violence, non-stealing, truth and non-possessiveness, that is aparigraha, are some of the values preached by Jainism. Indian society has been a birthplace to many languages. In fact, the major ground on which India was divided into 25 states, now there are 29 states, was language and linguistic diversity. According to Linguistic Survey of India, there are nearly 179 languages and more than 1652 dialects in India. However, after 1961 census, for a smooth data collection purpose, only those languages which are spoken by a population of more than 10,000 were recognized and noted, after which the number has now come down to 115 languages. On the basis of origin, the languages in India can be broadly categorized into the following groups. Indo-Aryan languages. They cover almost 72% of India's population. They cover Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Bengali, Oriya, Sindhi, Punjabi, Bihari, Rajasthani, Assamese, Kashmiri and Sanskrit. Majority of the population belonging to this group reside in northwestern and central eastern India. Dravidian languages. The population from southern India belonging to this group. The major languages are Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. 25% of India's population use these languages. Indo-European languages. Owing to the colonial history of English, French and Portuguese, these are the languages spoken in certain parts of India. English has been widely accepted as the official language for communication and in higher education. Officially now, Indian Constitution recognized 22 languages. Caste system. Caste is unique to India and especially to Hindu traditional society and its customs. It is imposed as a divine and had an extensive sanction in the society. The Sanskrit word for caste is Varna, which means color. The caste stratification of the Indian society has its origin in Chaturvarna system. During the Vedic period, there were 4 Varnas or caste, namely Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. This division was based on division of labor and occupation. Along the occupation, it was also denoting the endogamy, that means marriage within one's own caste, and the notion of purity and pollution related to food restrictions, clothing and language. The further these groups were subdivided into number of jatis and sub-caste based on diversity of occupation. The Shudra and Ati Shudra, that is the untouchable, face tremendous injustice and atrocity at the hands of higher caste, especially Brahmins. It was termed as the Black Era of Indian society, where several inhuman and heinous practices were prevalent in the society, denying the basic human rights of these suppressed classes. However, after independence, under the great leadership of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, they got a special status in the Constitution of India as scheduled caste. According to the Government of India, Article 17 of Indian Constitution, all forms of atrocities against untouchability is prohibited. At the same time, steps are taken for the upliftment of Dalits by giving them special concession in form of positive discrimination or reservation. This ensures an inclusive society with equal opportunities and access in the field of employment and education. Gender ratios. Since the first census taken in 1901, the sex ratio has shown a declining trend which has been sharper since independence. In 1991, it has been showing a declining trend. Now in the last 2 decades, with the efforts of civil society and government strict laws, there has been a marginal improvement, and now the female ratio has reached to 940 females per 1000 in 2011 census. The decline in female child sex ratio of 0 to 6 years is also alarmingly high. Against all popular beliefs and myths, the progressive and economical developed states have the lowest sex ratio in the country. For example, Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Although the declining child sex ratio is a socio-economic problem, the immediate cause is undoubtedly lies in the improper use of medical technology in the form of prenatal diagnostic technique known as sex determination test. Another major reason is preference for male child. The male child preference is deep rooted in Indian society, reinforcing the patriarchal domination. Though there are several efforts made by NGOs, civil society organizations, academicians, media, government, the legal machinery has failed to put an end to this crisis. The welfare schemes for women empowerment should be amalgamated with a change in attitude towards the girl child and stringent implementation of the law. Rural and urban divide. 70% of India's population belongs to rural areas, while 28% to urban areas, and small portion of the population, around 2%, live in remote tribal areas. The tribal population is defined by those who are original settlers or inhabitants residing in remote areas or forests or mountains, also known as Adivasis or Girijans. Rural areas are predominantly with low density of population, and urban areas, all the places with corporations, municipalities, cantonment board and minimum population of 5,000. The problems of caste system, joint family system, the rigidity of caste system. The status of individual is decided by his birth and a particular caste. Similarly, due to joint family system, the patriarchal structure is enforced. Rural literacy rate has been always lower, and agriculture is the backbone of rural economy, and the dependence on monsoon and the primitive technology restrict the growth of rural areas. And low media exposure is also one of the characteristics. In urban areas, the 4 main metros of India, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai, along the few other cities, have the highest density of population. The urban population is mostly involved in secondary or service sector like banking, insurance, education, health, etc. High density of population results in eruption of slums, lack of infrastructure facilities, problem of sanitation and pollution in urban areas. The tribals have their own language as well as dialect for communication. It is very different from the neighboring areas. Tribal religion comprises of worship of nature. Tribals are spread all over India with the maximum concentration in northeast and central India. The state's predominant tribal population are Mizoram, Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Uttarakhand. With the impact of industrialization and commercialization, the increasing encroachment of forests and hilly areas for commercial purposes results in loss of land and livelihood for these tribals, and there is an unrest and protest in form of Naxalite movement. It is quite comprehensive that Indian society is an icon of diversities, variations and paradoxes, and yet with its strong ancient history of 4000 years and faith in unity in diversity, it has always celebrated the similarities and respected the differences. Thank you.